There are many chapters in Roblox Piggy, but which ones are the best? Today I'll be going over the 5 best chapters in Roblox Piggy. Welcome back to Lavish Roblox. Let's get into the video. Chapter 1, House. House is the first chapter of Piggy. The player is introduced to most of the essential items of the game, including keys, saves, pistols, hammers, wrenches, and keycards. The player is additionally introduced to gimmicks like fall damage and vents. You're a policeman tasked to seek out George Piggy. You reach Piggy's house as he was last seen there. You hear a sudden noise and you pass out. Piggy hits you with a bat. You wake up in the house and you discover keys scattered around the house to assist you to escape. After opening the locked door, you go to a police headquarters to report what happened. Chapter 9, City. The player is with Zizzy and Pony from the carnival. The three are in a city building overlooking Pony and Zizzy's safe place. However, the gate outside is locked, so the player will have to unlock it. The city contains the second most amount of items on a map, only beaten by the mall map. Players are reintroduced to basic items and also introduced to new items like the dynamite and fire extinguisher. It is one of the biggest maps and is the tallest maps. The city consists of 2 main buildings, the larger abandoned hotel and the smaller office building. Ellie Enterprises. There is also a row with many abandoned rusty cars on it. In the end, the group of 3 chat with each other about what they were doing before all this, along with how they are going to stop Mr. P from spreading around the potions. Then they hear something that hit the dumpster from behind in the distance, and you and Zizzy check it out. Pony stays behind, telling you and Zizzy to stay safe.
It'll be harder! Are you kidding me? There's an invisible barrier there. Alright guys, here we go. Attempt 2. Let's head into this building right away and see what we have in here. So Pedro the pony's actually...
Chapter 11, Outpost. You track Mr. P's helicopter signal to a military outpost along with Zizzy and Pony. In the end, you prepare to go into the military base, but you discover George followed you. Pony and Zizzy stay behind to fight a mob of soldiers who have gathered. The player and George enter the base and they find Mr. P, except that he's a cyborg. He passes them off as the people he has disappointed within the past coming back to haunt him and leaves. George and therefore the player follows him and the transition to chapter 12 begins. While you play the chapter, soldier piggies will spawn from various holes across the map. Zizzy will frolic killing the soldiers to stop them from killing you. You'll feed Pony a carrot and he will attack the piggy, knocking him or her out for 20 seconds. Pony can also kill a soldier. The bot skin for this chapter is torture. Mr. P runs off saying you two aren't real to George and the player. They chase after Mr. P.
He like burned me alive? Okay, whoa, we gotta be careful. There was a fire right there. Oh my god, dude, this is so dangerous. Okay.
Chapter 10, The Mall. It is a reasonably simple map, but with twists and turns. We begin after chapter 9, where the players follow a shadow to a mall, which seems to be George Piggy. Then, they struggle to find the shadow. By unlocking the doors, the player finds George Piggy, confirming that he's alive and not infected. The player and Zizzy bring him to the house, and then they meet Z and Zuzi and Pony. And we have cameos of Giraffe and Mimi. This map introduces you to new items, just like the mirror, which you'll use to urge coins. It also introduces metal detectors as alarms for the bots. If you don't count Doggy from chapter 4, it also introduces you to Mousy, which punishes the player if they stay within the vents rather than exiting to avoid Piggy. The player along with Zizzy meets up with George and convinces him to come along with them.
This yellow. Hold on. Uh-oh. Oh no! Well guys, would you look at that? It's...
Chapter 12, Plant. The player and George Piggy follow Mr. P as he mentions how foolish the player is as to how he was when he tried saving the life of his past wife. He then cocks his gun as the round starts. By finishing and surviving both phases of the round, another cutscene plays where he thinks about the actions he has taken. George wants to harm Mr. P, but the player stops him from doing so. Mr. P chooses to continue fighting off the infected. This is often where you can opt to go with either Mr. P or George to work out which ending you get. You want to decide either to travel with George or to remain with Mr. P. From here, you can get 2 endings. First is the good ending. The player must choose any way to accompany George to the outside. When both the player and George leave Mr. P within the plant, they both find Zizzy and Pony alive, who have just finished off every soldier there. They notice the player and George are happy and congratulate them on their success. However, Pony then asks what they ought to do next. George insists that they look for a cure, ending the cutscene and making the screen black for a second, possibly hinting that a Piggy 2 could get made. It'd be about finding a cure for the virus. Second is the bad ending. The player must wait for some seconds and not go with George to meet Zizzy and Pony. You need to walk up to Mr. P. In this finishing, the player instead stays there and begs Mr. P to go with them. But Badgie appears behind the player and the player is infected with a green vial of radioactive material. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.